How many of you are my best friends around here? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show. I am your host. I am him, St. James. Will you do me a great big favor? If you are not a subscriber of the St. James Show, please hit that subscribe button and also hit the like button on this video. Turn on all your notifications so you'll know each and every time I am live. I have no set schedule, everybody. So you'll never know when I'll pop up. All right. Do share on all your social media apps right now. Let everyone know we're on. Join our exclusive Patreon and our exclusive YouTube memberships as well throughout the show. If you like to support the show, $ the St. James Show right there, or scrolling at the bottom, all your other ways to support this channel. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on through. Who is in the sanctuary? Thank you so much, Princess, for being a member for 15 months. St. James has them people hot and bothered. Why is everybody so hot and bothered around here? My goodness. Just in their feelings. In their feelings. Thank you, Mary. Mary, she has started off our goal. We only have a $5 or more goal today. I'm sure someone can rustle that up on this holiday Monday. Can you? Thank you so much, Mary, for making it pop. Thank you. Charmaine is in the house. Courtney is in the house. Jesse is in the house. Retta Roo, thank you for being a member. Left my iPods at home. Oh, I have to check the replay. Oh, you don't have your iPods? Oh, now that sucks. No, the worst is when you don't have them and you're at the gym. Now that's the worst, Redaroo. It's like, oh my goodness, I gotta watch this stupid TV and this stupid Fox and stupid CNN. That's all I get to watch at the gym. I don't want to watch that mess. Pat Smith is in the house. What's up, everybody? What's up, Orlando's Real Louisiana Cooking? What's going on, Deion Sanders? Just being me. Nicole is here. Jazz Harris. I thank each and every one of you for coming on through. Make sure as you come in, you don't just you hit the like button and then chat. Hit the like button, chat. Hit the like button, then listen. All right. Melissa Parrish is in the building. Thank you. Beautiful Inspire is here on today. Thank you for being in the house. Kick off your shoes, everybody. Grab a little something to drink, a little snack, so we can talk about a few things up in here today. Listen, we've been on these stories, so we're going to kind of recap and do some follow up on the stories we've been reporting on this week or two or what have you, and just see what is going on around here. Brandon Jennings, Dion Ellison. Dion is in the house, y'all. He's here. Miss Tashi, good to see you. Thank you for joining on today. Appreciate you. Make sure you are hitting that like button. You are supporting us with the goal that we have set in the chat on today. And if you are not a member of our Patreon, make sure you are a member of our Patreon, the St. James Show, on the Patreon app and website. All right. So we are, man, it is actually a relaxing day. I woke up, went to have a little breakfast at one of my little favorite breakfast spots. It's always good to do. We can just do that. You know, you don't have to go to work or anything like that. And you just get up. That one year that I went to work on this Columbus Day or whatever they're calling it. And no one was there but me. So I have never made that mistake again. What's up, Eunice? What's up, Tyrone? Good to see you. Yeah, so I have never made that mistake again. What's up, Londa, Tracy, Glenn? Everybody, come on down. If you're in the sanctuary, I would love for you to just pop down and say, hey, all right? If you're in the sanctuary, make today the day that you pop down for the first time. We don't block over here if you're on other platforms. We don't, if you're in the chat and you're respectful, you don't necessarily have to agree with everything that I say. But if you're respectful, we're good. Thank you, everybody that was respectful the other night when we had Master Prophet Ebenard Jordan on the program, and we talked about, you know, the churches that are closing their doors. The stats are ridiculous. Or the churches that are closing their doors, and then we were able to get a little bit closer to the story of that closure in regards to Matthew Stevenson. So we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. But if you haven't saw that video, make sure that you see the video, okay? Make sure you go after this and make this one of your holiday videos that you see. What are you watching on Netflix, everybody? I still haven't gone back to that monster, Ed Gene or whatever his name is. I haven't gone back there. I'm still stuck on the second episode about the middle of the road when they are in the cemetery about to do it or something. I went to sleep after that. I was like, these weirdos, I gotta go. I got to get out of here. What's up, Juice Radio and Talk Show? That is Regina right there, Regina. If you're not a member of her tribe over there, make sure you can do dual memberships over here in this camp. You can have a few pastors, okay? You can have overseer, you can have a bishop, you can have an archbishop, you can have an apostle. You can have it all. You can have it all. You don't have to. You can even just have a little minister if you want. You can be on multiple platforms. You can go over there to the judge, Alicia, the pastor over there, do it all. You can go over here to our baby prophet, Jesse. You can go over there to his show. Make sure you hit that over there. We are kind and we welcome you. We're so kind over here, Courtney. We're so kind, so kind, so kind. But hit that like button if you do come on over here, all right? Do that. Did I see Catherine Powell? What's up, Catherine? Watching from Freeport, Bahamas. Come on, Bahamas. Sonny is in the Bahamas. Moses Tyson, the St. James Show at att.net. That is somebody typed the mods. If you type my email address in there for me, it's also scrolling at the bottom there, Pastor Moses. It'll come up eventually. It's the Zelle. It's the Zelle and how you get Zelle and PayPal. The St. James Show at att.net. That is my email address. I have some commentary on your situation, Pastor Moses. Just hold tight. Just hold tight. I will get there. Yeah, no. Dual memberships are allowed over here. We just gotta talk. Oh yeah, I think we do. There's it right there. Courtney put it down there. It's my email address. If you would like to listen, I get good emails. I get a lot of emails, and I appreciate you guys emailing me and keeping me abreast and keeping me of what's going on and what is coming, what hasn't quite been put out yet, but what is coming. A lot of you do that as well, and I appreciate that. Giving us a heads up on what we're going to be talking around here, all right? Yes, please make sure, always check the community post on YouTube, all right? Even if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, if you're whatever our other platforms, make sure that you check the YouTube community wall, or they call it posts now, because I usually post things throughout the day. You can find me definitely on Instagram posting throughout the day. So Instagram, the St. James Show at just the St. James Show. All right. On Instagram. All right. You join it. Okay, good. Thank you. What's up, James Singletary? Good to see you. Said you loved your show. Thank you so much. Much. Well, let's get into some things. We don't want to be here all day. I know you guys are resting on this holiday. Some of you are resting. Like, unfortunately, some of you are at work and making that cash. But listen, it's a blessing to have a job right now. I just read something where they're saying this may be the longest shutdown that we will experience. And it's such a shame. It's such a shame, which is going to impact a lot of households. It's going to impact travel. I'm looking to travel at the end of the month. I'm hoping that things are okay by that time, or I'll be able to get where I'm going. I'm going to Seattle with some content creators. So hopefully nothing interferes with any of that, so we can go ahead and have a good time and just hang out there. But unfortunately they're saying this may be the longest one. So we are praying for the federal workers. Make sure you put something in the chat as that you have just said a little prayer for the federal workers, such as myself. that are impacted by the shutdowns. But listen, I'm still working. I guess we'll get paid as we continue to work. I don't know. It is not a guarantee. So we will see. Yeah. So we will do that. All right. Y'all don't start this chat too early. What's up, Uncle Paul? Good to see you. Housing market, economy, everything is and I have a couple of clients who are going to be putting their houses up for sale. So even in that, I mean, we're just going to trust God that they will sell and sell quickly. So hopefully we're going to trust. I know God takes care of me. And if he's going to take care of me, he's going to take care of my clients as well. So I appreciate the prayers and everybody who hangs around here at the St. James Show. Regina says the original longest date of the government shutdown was under bump firstly. Yeah, it was 35 days. So they're looking to go a little longer there, Regina. They're saying that it may go a little bit longer. Guess they're trying to surpass their own records. Isn't that a shame? But we're going to be all right. Come on now, type that. Get somebody else type that with Regina. We going to be all right. I got a feeling. I got a feeling. And some of y'all going to be all right too when you stop being so upset and mad and angry. God's going to work it out for you too. Oh, Jesus, my Lord. Happy birthday to our October birthdays and our anniversaries in October. As always, you can put your birthday in the chat. When is your birthday? Who has a birthday in October? I know of some Halloween Day birthdays that I know of, but I don't know who has anniversaries, that part and that part and that part. Yes. I like that. We're going to be all right. Yes, we will. Well, Nicole, we did some church hopping on yesterday, Nicole. We went over there to Perfecting. They have 202 days left. 202 days left before they walk into the new Perfecting Church in Detroit. How many believe they're going to walk in there with their heads high to the new edifice? Bishop-elect Marvin L. Winans was directing the choir yesterday. Let's get into the sanctuary of Perfecting Church Detroit. Maybe. Come on. Protect me. It doesn't want us to be great today. It does not want us to be great. Let me see what it's going to do. Let's see if it pops back in. Lord, remind me. He shall be my shelter, and he shall be my strength. Who shall I fear? I will dwell in the shadow of the Almighty, in the secret place most high. He is Lord of all creation. So that was going on over there at Perfecting Church yesterday. Marvin Winans was over there directing the choir. Marvin is a triple threat now. Marvin can preach, he can sing, he can, he can direct, he can play music instruments, he plays the piano, organ, or what have you. So Marvin Winans is a force to be reckoned with. So that what was going over there on at Perfecting Church. Where else did I go? Went to West Angeles. Of course, we had church at West Angeles. That's always good. Jesse, you didn't go over there to Perfecting? You mean the church that's supposed to be, well, it's supposed to be built 202 days. That's how many days they have. He doing everything but building that church. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Yeah, the music ministry over there in Perfecting has been killing it. We can't say they haven't been doing that. That has definitely been going on. Yeah. They're singing Chain Song. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes, sir. So that was going over there. West Angeles had a good service over there. I went over there to William Hudson for a little while. They bumped it. They did the Promises of God. Oh, yeah. Hey. Promises of God. Oh, yeah. Amen. You know, they did a little Lisa Knowles Smith over there. Maybe that was in honor of Vanessa Brown Knowles or whatever, her passing away. They did a great job there. We all watched the homegoing of Vanessa, believe Brown Knowles or Knowles Brown. And great job. The grandchildren did a wonderful job. Tribute to their grandmother. If you'd like to see a clip of it, you can go to Facebook, my Facebook, the St. James Show, and also Instagram, and you'll be able to see a clip of that. It is blowing up. I think it's about 30,000 or so likes or whatever on their views or whatever. Go check it out. They did a great job. I love how Lisa has been doing. Me too, and I think she does pray. Lisa. I forgot her name. Lisa Page Brooks. She does praise and worship. Looks like first Sunday, unless probably she's out of town on the thing. Looks like she does praise and worship on first Sunday. I love it. She has her own spiel. She does her thing. Yeah. He was hoping you would highlight him. Oh, is that what it was? Well, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. Where you been, Amaretta? Yeah, I ain't seen you in a minute. Thank you for dropping by today. I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you. But where else did I go yesterday? I went over to the men's. The men had a men's day, I believe, at Fellowship in Chicago. So they had a good choir over there. The men's choir was singing. That was good. Des Walker does a great job with the choirs. Oh, Dexter Walker. I always want to call him Des, but it's Dexter Walker. He had a good time over there. Yeah, them grandchildren sang that song over there for their grandma. They sung that thing. They did a real good job. You said Lisa needs to do praise and worship every Sunday. I don't think so. I like the dark-skinned lady who does it. She's really nice. I like her. There's another woman that does it well. Actually, the youth, that young guy who does, he has a really good voice. Perfecting Church will be alive. Their singing, to me, youth singing is a little bit better than West Angeles. You know, that's just my opinion. I mean, they're still great, you know, especially you have youth these days that are in the church. You can't get these people to actually be in the kids to be in the church these days. They don't want to be in the church, and they got opinions if they want to go to church or not. Listen to Erica.
So when you are teaching your kids how to act in school, right, you tell them there's a time and a place for everything, right? When you're teaching your kids how to act in a restaurant, at a wedding, it's a time and a place for everything, right? And sometimes you're telling them to pay attention and focus. If it is time to come to the house of the Lord and learn about God and hear his word and participate in the praise, if you bring your child and they have headphones and a laptop, are we telling them that this is more important than the praise? Are we teaching them not to honor and reverence God? I grew up where I went to church and we learned to sit down as little kids. There wasn't children's church. We were all in church together. And when the adults was praising God, so were we. When they were learning scripture, so were we. When they was casting out devils, we were in there too, pleading the blood. And so if they're always taken away because they're too young to understand, when do they begin to learn and prepare to be the next leaders, the next youth leaders, the next generation? And so I'm not telling you how to parent your children. I'm just telling you, for me, my faith journey started early because I had to listen to the word. I had to sit in the service. We went to all the services. My mom didn't send us home because we were too young and church was too much and overwhelming, because it just doesn't place the level of importance on faith and community and growing in the Lord as it should. And I love y'all so much, but I know y'all get easily offended and easily bothered, and that's okay. I'm okay with that too. But I just want to say, let's make sure that we are teaching our kids the importance of knowing the Lord, coming into the house of the Lord, honoring the house of the Lord, learning and growing. Because when you stand before God, the excuses that you think is going to fly, they not. We got to train them up in the way they should go. So when they're old, they will not depart. We got to teach them how to pray. We got to teach them how to go to the altar. We got to teach them how to listen and hear the voice of the Lord, and not just what's on their tablets. I love you and I mean it.
I really, really enjoyed this. I liked it when I saw it. I think it was sometime last week. I saw it. I just never got an opportunity until we were just conversation about the youth singing. And this is why we can't get good youth in the church that are acclimated in church, that want to sing, that want to participate, because they have too many choices. I'm sorry. Yeah, I believe I grew up under a type of a cult, but I also understand the foundation of it. There's always some good things, and God protects babies and fools, okay? And he just does it. And he also allowed us to, like in the church that I grew up in before I moved to Fresno, we didn't have children's church. You sat there, and I'm with Jesse, we couldn't even sleep in church. We couldn't even sleep. Now, my pastor used to make you stand up, let kids stand up in church while he was preaching if they were asleep. Now, that is harsh, and I would never do that to my children or anybody else's children, but I understand the concept of what they were trying to put into us, that it's important for children to actually grow up knowing God and just not, coming and getting on your tablet and playing. They play video games all day long, all night long. Thank you so much, Rita Henderson, for helping us reach our goal. I think we only need 3 more. You say I found you from from your fellow government. Yeah, we are pushing it, Rita. We are pushing it. Got popped if you misbehave. All that happened in church. They didn't beat us. They may have popped us, but they didn't beat us. Okay. It gets you ready for the real world. It gets you ready. And it also allowed me to realize at 7 years old that I really wanted to be baptized. I actually was listening to the word. I was listening to, of course, the denomination I grew up in was you got baptized in Jesus' name and you had to speak in tongues or you were going to hell. Yada, yada, yada. I understand real truth, salvation now. But I still was at a point then where I understood where that I wanted this. Who was this Jesus? Who was this Jesus? And I wanted to figure it out. I knew that my mother would pray at home. I knew she would do certain things at home. And it was all connecting me to figure out what my true relationship with Christ would be. So I'm with Erica. Bring them to church. Don't give them an option. Put the phones down. Put the tablets down. Take off the earbobs. Have them listen. And even if they have a children's church, have them go in there and listen. Don't do all that. What's up, Queen Ann Brock? Good to see you. Thank you for being a member. Yeah, the Dollar says she got pinched into next week. Let me tell you, pinched all day long. Yeah. You said let them babies practice public speaking at church by letting them do any speaking situations they offer. That is so important. That is so important. And I love it. Even when it came down to the Easter speeches, Jesus died for you and me to save a wretch, all that good stuff, all the rhythm and rhyme and stuff. But that was an opportunity. That's a great opportunity for public speaking and allowing people, not down your kids, not to be afraid and not to be, to conquer their challenges. It all intertwines together, y'all. It all intertwines together. So I believe that's where the church can actually help raise your children. That's what I think one of the commissions of the church is, to help raise your children. Not raise your children, but to help raise your children. So too, we had to sit in the church and listen to the word. There was no such thing as children's church back in the day. Not for me either. My mom didn't have to say a word to us in church, only a look. That's all it took. That's all it took. And let me tell you, we had junior ushers, we had youth choir, we had Sunday school choir. There were so many opportunities for us to be acclimated in the church. So, you know, I think we ought to go back to that. Go back to it. Yeah, let's play. I believe that children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Come on now. So, listen, when you were a preacher's kid like me, we had no choice. That's the thing. You had to usher, sing, serve food after church in the fellowship hall, wash cars on the weekends, for collect. You had to do it all. And it only, like Courtney says, it only prepares you for the real world and not necessarily just the church world. It actually prepares you for the real vacation Bible school. I used to come to Fresno in the summer and go to vacation Bible school over there at Carter Memorial. Christian Methodist Episcopal Church with my grandma. So, yeah, public scheme is learned in church. Yeah, they look when you shake you up. Yeah, that one look at me. You know, you better get it together or leave it alone. You know, what's up, Pastor Prim? Maybe Bishop is blocking you from show. Oh, okay. I don't know. What are you talking about? Is he back? He probably behind. Catch up, Prim. Catch up. But yeah, so I appreciate what Erica said about children. And if you're coming in late, let's just throw it out there one more time.
So when you are teaching your kids how to act in school, right? You tell them there's a time and a place for everything, right? When you're teaching your kids how to act in a restaurant, at a wedding, it's a time and a place for everything, right? And sometimes you're telling them to pay attention and focus. It is time to come to the house of the Lord and learn about God and hear his word and participate in the praise. If you bring your child and they have headphones and a laptop, are we telling them that this is more important than the praise? Are we teaching them not to honor and reverence God? I grew up where I went to church and we learned to sit down as little kids. There wasn't children's church. We were all in church together. And when the adults was praising God, so were we. When they were learning scripture, so were we. When they was casting out devils, we were in there too, pleading the blood. And so if they're always taken away because they're too young to understand, when do they begin to learn and prepare to be the next leaders, the next youth leaders, the next generation? And so I'm not telling you how to parent your children. I'm just telling you, for me, my faith journey started early because I had to listen to the word. I had to sit in the service. We went to all the services. My mom didn't send us home because we were too young and church was too much and overwhelming, because it just doesn't place the level of importance on faith and community and growing in the Lord as it should. And I love y'all so much, but I know y'all get easily offended and easily bothered, and that's okay. I'm okay with that too. But I just want to say, let's make sure that we are teaching our kids the importance of knowing the Lord, coming into the house of the Lord, honoring the house of the Lord, learning and growing. Because when you stand before God, the excuses that you think is going to fly, they not. We got to train them up in the way they should go. So when they're old, they will not depart. We got to teach them how to pray. We got to teach them how to go to the altar. We got to teach them how to listen and hear the voice of the Lord, and not just what's on their tablets. I love you and I mean
it. So yeah, I think that's a great word. Didn't you hear a great word without a whole bunch of huffing and puffing and B3 behind it? It's possible, y'all. It is possible. It definitely is. Listen, if you just came in and you have not hit that subscribe button, will you do me a great big favor? Hit the subscribe button, hit that like button for me, all right? Hit the like button. We should have at least 100 right now. I think we only have 80 likes, so we should have at least 150 or so likes. And make sure you are a subscriber of the St. James Show. We have a goal. We have a goal this year before the end of the year. We have a goal of 25,000 subscribers by NYE by New Year's Eve, December 31st, Wednesday, December 31st, 2025. That is our goal for the St. James Show. Will you help us reach our goal? 25,000 subscribers by NYE. We are about, let's see, I think we're about 600, a little bit over 600 subscribers shy of that. I believe God. Does anybody believe him with me? I believe him. I believe him. We are going to get that by New Year's Eve. All right, let's do it. All right, let's see. I'm gonna move on. I want to church training. Yes. Let's get a couple of your questions. Erica is fine. Yes, she is. We had a Christmas and Easter. We had Christmas and Easter. We did have Christmas. Some churches, I remember we was having Christmas and Easter, and some just had Easter. But yeah, long paragraphs. That was Toastmasters, baby. That was Toastmasters for children. The Easter speeches and the Christmas speeches. And they, like Jesse said, these kids don't have any social skills. They ain't got no social skills. They're not made to have any. Regina says, see, the difference is when we're growing up, our parents brought a ruler to church, right? To pop our butts if we act up. Now these parents are bringing tablets to church for these kids to keep you occupied. Let the Lord keep them occupied. Just do that. Yeah. Peter said, we didn't have no children's church. And now we have musicians singing the preacher to carry in. Families are separated all week here in the word. Right. Everybody is in their room, appears, doing their thing. And they're at soccer practice, at this practice. Everybody's doing everything. They're playing their game over here. They're playing it, and nobody is together. And then you come to church and you still want to separate yourselves by tablets and all this other stuff. That ought to be a time where everybody is focused in at the same time to the same thing. Just saying. It's something to think about, y'all. It's just something to think about. Yeah. Something to think about. Is there going to be a live recording? I think Pastor Prim was talking about Perfecting Church getting ready to record. I think that's what he was talking about. I think he's behind in the chat, but I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah. All right, everybody. So let's go on to talk about some other things. Like I said, I'm just kind of recapping and giving an update on information that we have been talking about with the last week or two. Let's see here. What was I going to show you? Now, last night, Twinkie Clark was in Jackson. Was it Jackson, Mississippi? Twinkie Clark did a recording. Now, it was reported to me that the Clark sisters were not there. They had a gig in North Carolina. I was like, wow. Could someone confirm or deny that her sisters were not able to support her in her live recording? I think Matthew Donaldson was heading her live recording. Poor Twinkie. Didn't even have her sisters there. Marco said, I'm correct. Oh, I don't want to be correct, Marco. Oh. Jesse said, my friend went to the record and he said it was not a good trip. Oh, God. And Brock said, I read that also. Ooh, what's up, La? La, 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 la. London is in the house. I appreciate seeing in a while, La. Good to see you, sir. We had got another super chat for our goal. I want to make sure I acknowledge her. Va, thank you. I thought of that when La came on, because we have a La and we have a Va. So we only need 2 more of you guys to do $5 or more super chats, and we've met our goal. Yeah, but I'm glad Twinkie got a chance to record, but it was kind of, Amanda. It was kind of interesting. It's like they couldn't. Again, we don't know how far along they booked that engagement, Because when we just heard about Twinkie's recording within the last maybe 3 months, 2 or 3 months. They kind of put that together. But to not have her sisters there, I know she had to feel a certain way, you know. And some dates you can't get out of. There's that contracts. You know, y'all know about contracts? Because some of y'all don't think y'all know about contracts. Y'all know about contracts around here? They should have had it at, you know what? That would have been great, Jesse. I mean, they could have waited a few weeks and had the recording in Memphis at the convocation. Yeah. I don't understand why they just didn't do that. But you know, Matthew, he's all up Myron's behind. So yeah. Is she signed? I don't know. I don't know if she's an independent or signed or what. I have no idea. Yeah. What's that? I don't know. What do you mean, what's that? What you looking at, Uncle Paul? What's that? Your contracts? You know not to break one, you know. Well, you know, we had the discussion in regards to Matthew Stevenson, and the other day when we had Archbishop Ebenard Jordan on, and we talked about the contract that was broken between him and Apostle Matthew Stevenson in the utilizing of the building over there in Manhattan. Now, some of you, you know, had your comments and you have your opinions, which is fine. Now, they are not in that building anymore, Bishop Jordan's, but they went to SOB. They went to SOB. They had church outside. Of course, they're doing this new thing, you know, just don't pay your rent, have church outside at different venues and things. So they were at Sounds of Brazil, New York City on this past week. Okay, yesterday. Now, it was a horrible live. You can hardly hear. It was freezing up. The sound was low. And they would have to take the stream down, put it back up. It was a horrible situation. I was just kind of traveling on the road and for a little day trip and trying to listen to it. You can see Rich Talbot Stevenson was there, just singing his heart out and lost his voice. Seemed like he lost his voice singing so hard. The people were up in there now. They was in there. And of course, we know Rich Talbot Stephen. He's the praise and worship leader over there at ANWA, New York. ANWA, New York. So let's tap into the good thing we were able to secure. I say nothing. What you talking about? We were able to secure. Let me see. Is it this one? A little footage from yesterday. Let's get in over there to SOB and see how things went. All right. Let's see here. Ow! Thank you, Lord. They had I think it was a red theme yesterday, redefine us and red define, you know, marketing. That's what they're trying to do. So this is what it is. As you can see, it is a real deal club. Yes, that's a real deal club. Sounds of Brazil. It's called SOB NYC. It is it is double H. So they tired of these nightclub churches, and it's as we reported, he owes $500,000 to Bishop Jordan for unpaid rent. Now, when you sign a contract, and these people are trying to say, some people are trying to, oh, he's just so greedy. It's just, no, he's only greedy after people cannot afford to pay it anymore and then go radio silent. But when they were paying the rent and everything was good, it was a good deal. But now that people cannot afford to pay it anymore, it reminds you of another situation that we've heard of, right? Then all of a sudden, people are demonized and they are the worst people. They're bullies. They're money hungry. They are all, they're everything but who God made them be. So someone should go check and see how much. I want to know how much it was to rent that place as well. I want to know how much it was to rent the place, because they are, and then they have to stay tuned for their next pop-up. I don't know if they're going to be at SOBs next week or they're popping up somewhere else, but these places are not free. You have to pay for these spots. And if you wouldn't have to all of a sudden come up with these new gimmicks and schemes to keep, to have a building, if you would just adhere to what you agreed to do. Y'all hit that like button. We should have at least 200 likes in here, y'all. It was less, let me see. Now, it was definitely less than 40K. Of course it was. But again, when you agree, Courtney, to an amount, everybody, when they were here, moving in, and both teams were there moving in at 310 over there in Manhattan, everybody was smiles. Everybody was loving each other. Everybody was ready to do ministry. Everybody was ready to adhere to contracts. But when things got a little low and things started happening, all of a sudden, after a year when the money was not being paid, now Bishop Jordan is a bully and he's money hungry. Why don't you guys put yourself in Bishop Jordan's place as a landlord or a subleaser, or a leaser to a subleaser, or however the situation? You have to. Would you allow that to go? Even Matthew Stevenson himself said he wouldn't have done that for somebody, for himself. He would not even have done that. But people have got on the internet and made their commentary, which is fine. But some people are really pissed off at Bishop Jordan. And the man showed this man so much grace. It's a lot of money. But when you agree to a certain amount, you want to go do ministry in New York. New York is not the place for it ain't for the weak at heart. It's for, like they say, the mega churches are struggling. Things are going on. So now, when Matthew did go to New York, then them pastors was pissed off because they figured he was coming in and just swipe their congregations, because at the time Matthew had he was popping. He had all the churches going on, and he had Chicago, and he was going to New York, and he was going to, make it happen. Melissa says New York City real estate taxes are too expensive to be sponsoring a church. I'm just saying. Yeah, I think he should have left. I think he got a little overzealous, Amanda. Let's go to New York. Let's swipe all the members from these folks, and we'll build up ANWA in New York. And it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out like that. And it seems like that's what it was. It was a lot of hype. That's about the best sound we got right there than we got yesterday. Everything was freezing up. Everything was really low. It was just really bad. It was just really bad. And I think the issue is just trying to rush this. Let's try to rush this. We don't have a building. We done got this so-called new outside deal to go. Let's figure out. Let's just get in this building and go. Sounds of Brazil is not for church. It's not for church. It's just not. Tashi says Matthew forgets he had some issues with payments and peeps not paying him when Anwar was booming. Listen, yeah. My lie suspended. Yes, your lie suspended. Producer Cosmic said it was really about the experience of being there. Was it? Was it, Cosmic? Or was it just a quick place to go because they couldn't be in 310 anymore? I understand the concept of it, but if that was the point, if you wanted to have church outside, you can do that once a month and still have a building, in my opinion. Let's have church outside. Let's have church somewhere else out of the ordinary. Let's get out the four walls of this building and let's go take the gospel outside. But now doing it because you don't have a building, because you didn't pay your bills, and then I think that places like that are really good for brunches. It could be a gospel brunch. You can even have a gospel concert in places like that. But I don't know. It just seems like when you want to have a church setting, it's just a little different for me. I guess that's just kind of the old school kind of thinking that I have. I just wouldn't do it. It didn't work because they took the whole video down. The church service is down because it was garbage. It just didn't record right. Everything was just bad. Maybe he can pay Bishop after he gets the money from Bishop. Well, maybe he get that money from Adrian. He can go in and shift it over there to Bishop Jordan. Everybody's suing everybody. Where's Moses Tyson? Everybody's suing everybody, Moses. Oh, my goodness. We make these guys into hustlers, and that is what he's doing. Unfortunately, it just seems like you got to keep it up. You got to just keep the hustle up because it's not thought through. There you are. Just hold on. I got something to say. You said you hate when folks believe their problems should become my problems, right? No. Peeps ain't traveling for him. Jesus, I'm not even reading the rest of that. Oh, so his money. Listen, need to give him his cash now. But producer Cosmic, everything is good in the beginning. Everything is open. Bishop Jordan is the most kind man. He's so misunderstood. Oh, he treated us so well. We got together. He brought his team. I brought my team. We had such a wonderful beginning until it's not. And now Bishop Jordan is a bully. He's money hungry. He charged too much for the building. Now, everybody agreed to the amount in the beginning. There was no problem whatsoever. Checks was being cleared. People were having church. Money was coming in until it doesn't. And then the lender is the devil. Y'all need to quit it. Y'all need to quit that. Y'all really do. Y'all need to quit it. We need 200 likes in here, y'all. 200 likes. Hit that like button. Y'all really need to quit it. It's not. It's so disgusting. Some of the comments that I've read. Jordan is giving him a warning and low-key giving him an opportunity to make it right. But if lawsuit drops, you are warned. Business is business. And somebody said, well, he can't sue. He was sublet. There was a contract. And I don't know what Bishop Jordan is going to do. I don't know. But there's a debt owed. I'm not going to do it, Amanda. I refuse. Yeah, you said black people in there, they're going to multicultural churches. They are. Where is CCC, that cultural Christian Center church? Where's that church at? What's part of New York is that church in? You said when you was in the Bronx, you just saw Africans and Dominicans, and they over there at their own churches, Jesse. You said these churches are too big for the money to get. You listen. Yeah, in Brooklyn. Oh, so they're in Brooklyn. Okay, they're in Brooklyn. Gotcha. It's in. Somebody said Queens. It's in Brooklyn. Well, I see more Brooklyn. Well, then she said Manhattan. Where is the center at? They say Brooklyn. Okay, it's in Brooklyn. We leave it in Brooklyn. So that's even another situation than being in Manhattan. Now I'm gonna say something. Someone sent me. They said Larry over there going off over there in a chat when Bishop Jordan and Matthew Stevens' story was being talked about. I didn't quite understand where Larry was getting his frustration about this story from. Could y'all put some prayer hands in the chat for Larry Reed? Could y'all really put some prayer hands in the chat for Larry? I understand that there's no more mentor-mentee situation between him and Archbishop. I understand that. But is it necessary to publicly disrespect this man that was held in such high esteem in prior years? I mean, I was just floored. I just couldn't understand where this level of a seemingly hate was coming from. Did I erase him? No, I didn't. Talking about proving some nefarious things and faithfulness and Bishop shouldn't be greedy and I pray, where's Tabitha? I pray that you find love and it holds you so tight that everything wrong, past, present, and future, has no dominion over your words, your thoughts, and your movements. Whew. I just don't know if it's necessary for all the, public hate for someone you called mentor, you called friend, and sometimes even called father. If, things don't work out sometime. Things just don't work out sometime. But we cannot orchestrate a hate train just because relationships don't work out. And I don't believe that Matthew is speaking to anyone in the blogger sphere. Matthew don't like bloggers. Matthew don't like social media like that. And I don't understand why Matthew would even need anyone to speak on his behalf. I don't know why Adrian would need anyone to speak on their behalf. So I find it hard to believe that Matthew has solicited a spokesperson in this situation. Matthew would get online on Instagram and have a teaching session or something. That's about the extent of his I believe his blogging sphere. And Matthew's plight with Bishop Jordan is no one else's but Bishop Jordan and Matthew. So whatever situation, the thing about it, I asked Bishop Jordan to come on my show because people started talking about how greedy he was and how wrong he was doing Apostle Matthew Stevenson and Anwan, New York. How wrong he was doing them. I said, wait a minute. From what I've been knowing and what I've, have come to know about Bishop Jordan, and what I've heard about the situation, that's not the situation. So would you come on over here and just share a bit and not leave it there? Not leave it there. Don't make the focus, not the focus is on Anwan, New York or Matthew. The focus is on why are these churches getting into these buildings and then they're having to be evicted or having to be foreclosed, and all the churches by the stats that are being shut down. So that's the thing. We're almost there, y'all. Hit the like button. We're almost there at 200. And there's always two sides to every story. There's always two sides to every story. And I offer anybody my platform that's in a story to come on and talk about it. I don't cut it off. I don't cut it off for what when people perceive that I'm going one way. No, I don't cut it off like that. If Matthew Stevenson wanted to come up here and just talk about it, or and that I wouldn't have a problem with that at all. You said back in the day he would do it again on Periscope. Yeah, but he hasn't done that in the these new things, Brock. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So numbers are low. The holidays are coming. Numbers are going to be extremely low for the holidays. So these churches are going to hurt a little bit more. We're in a shutdown. People are at an economic standstill. Don't know which way they're going to go. People are not going to be filling the temple with a lot of cash. They're going to give what they can, and they're going to keep the rest for the times that we have no clue what's going to go on. So you're right, Nicole. People are not going to be giving like that. Bishop Matthew could not raise the money. I find it hard. Well, I think it's just it's just so much has gone on with the people getting out of Anwa assemblies. His Reformation. I think he only has Chicago and New York, and so I think somebody said maybe Atlanta. I'm not sure about that. But when you go from 10, 11, whatever churches he had down to this, it's difficult to raise money. They were already having issues in Chicago. Is Matthew booked at all? Well, I see him at these smaller things now. I see him over there with something with Genesis Warren. I think the Sticks man, the Sticks man, he had him over there doing something. The Sticks man's just trying to get in where he fit in. He just gonna clamp on to whoever. So I don't know. But I've seen him at like smaller things. But I haven't seen him at no big deal. Now, him and his wife, I'm talking about Kamala, y'all, Camille, Shimago, God Incorporated. They were supposed to be having a conference together. I don't know if that's going off or what. I don't think you should have conferences when you don't have a building. When you're having a time struggling, trying to get a building for your church, having a conference is dumb. in my opinion. Dumb. Yeah, the war sticks. Y'all know old war sticks. Yeah, you don't need to have a conference. You need to figure out how, you need to ask the Lord, give you a strategy to either pivot another way or do something else. It's not a time for a conference. What are you going to teach me? And, I was listening yesterday. He reminds me of Larry Reed. And it's not really a negative thing. It's just I'm listening to him. Matthew does a lot of hollering. He does a lot of speaking in tongues. And it's like I'm listening, but I'm also saying, but are you handling your business? You barking a lot, but are you handling your business? It was hard to listen to what I was able to listen to yesterday. The streaming was horrible. But it's hard to listen to someone who it's not really handling their business, and you're speaking over these people, and you're talking about these mess with something about the angels are jealous of them, or something like that. Something about the angels being jealous. I don't know. Gandhi Bald was law, no wit. Okay, what are you talking about, Lee? Lee, you might be blocked. You might be timed down in a minute. I don't know what you're talking about. But shouting over everything. Rich Talbot Stevens, he over there singing until he lost his voice. And listen, I can have a church service at a club this coming Sunday and have people there. This is entertainment. It's just entertainment, in my opinion. I don't think it's anything sacred. Then he was talking about, let's sanctify this building. For what? More grace. You have a virtual, you said have a virtual one-day conference. Yeah, you do that. Do that. Charge a little money. The devil is in the final. When you stop doing the numbers, it all falls apart. Yeah. You gonna rent out Studio 54? Do it. Man, you come over there. They are trying to figure out where they're gonna have the pop-up this coming week. How about you pop down? Take a rest. Donald Lawrence created a song, and he said, he penned, "There remaineth a rest for the people of God. A promise of finished work that we must guard with our hearts." I think instead of pop-ups, Apostle, let's have some pop-downs. I think they should stop this for the remainder of the year and have a real good come to Jesus meeting with his board, with his officers, be totally transparent with them, what's going on with the church, what's going on with the Reformation. Hold on, y'all. And then figure out maybe what's going to go on towards the beginning of the year. What do you guys think? He needs a third-party governance. I mean, and now we have Adrian Davis, Pastor AD, who's now being sued by ANWA, or the state, government. They're suing on behalf of ANWA. Over $500,000 or so for misappropriation of funds while he was a pastor under the ANWA umbrella. No one was checking out the numbers over there. They were just allowing Adrian to just run amok. So you got to think, what's going on with the whole ANWA organization? And who else has been stealing money and misappropriating money in these ANWA churches? Is anybody checking? I was listening to the most recent Jesse Wu video. Jesse Wu pinned him, Adrian, as the LA swindler. She had a part 1, 2, 3. She had a couple of parts of the story when she had, relationship with him. And she told us he was a crook way back when she got there. And even as of, I think they said, even recently, he's still doing his crookish ways, according to Jesse Wu. Now, and it was also reported to me about Jesse Wu that she says not only has he have community peen, but he also has community hole. And he seems to be, and according to her, he's using that for his financial benefit. This is according to Jesse Wu, the comedian. Y'all know Jesse. I don't know how many y'all know Jesse Wu. What Jesse? Where you at, baby? Sexy Jesse Wu. She's a second comedian, influencer, all that good stuff. She had a relationship with Adrian, but she said there was something that just wasn't right. Come to find out, he's doing a whole lot of things. Does it stop at misappropriation of funds only for Adrian? Or has that been the culture of Anwar? Does it? Maybe that's why Matthew Stevenson was having trouble, paying his bills in New York. We don't know. Yeah, she grew up in the church. She actually, if you want to check her out, y'all go check her out. Yeah, I've been kind of following her for a number of years. Jessie Wu. She does some other things too. Yeah. Oh yeah, she reads down. She's and she tells the story. But when you're listening to the story, you automatically go back in your mind that, okay, he was a part of Anwar. He was not being watched. There was a lot of misappropriation, too much at one time. He had all these cars. And then a time he had all these cars, and then he has the whole 19-year-old woman that he adopted when he was in his 30s. That she said she went over there when she would go to his house. She was at his house for 5 days, and the girl stayed in the room for 5 days. She never saw the girl. The whole time Jesse Wu was in his house. She never saw his adopted daughter. It was crazy. Mm-hmm. And that, you know what? And you know what? If you lie, you steal. If you cheat, you rob, T. That's why we find it believable that when Tiffany Montgomery said that he's not married anymore, we find it believable that he may not be married. And they're coming out here doing this conference for, for money's sake. Y'all know how y'all do. Y'all know how y'all do, ladies. When you got your baby daddy, you still want to help him out because he got, you had kids by him. You don't want to see him totally fall. So however you can help him, you gonna help him. If we gotta act like we still married so we can get this cash in from these stupid idiot saints that gonna pay these registration fees for these convention, then we need to just do what we need to do. Just do what we need to do. Jesse said it. I ain't got nothing to do with it, Amanda. Just reporting what Jesse said. Jesse Wu said. Mm-hmm. Well, Priscilla. Mm-hmm. He did a video with someone and I knew what time it was. Oh, okay. Uh-huh. Y'all hit that like button for me. Where we at, Inspire? They still acting up? Yeah, y'all still acting up. Y'all don't want to hit y'all don't want St. James to be great. Y'all don't want me to be great. You're trying to hinder me. Even though you can't hinder me. You can't hinder me. I'm trying to get an update. 162. I tell y'all so much. We need 2 more of you guys to hit that super chat, hit the gold button in the chat so we can meet our goal for today. They loose in the New York City streets. Oh baby, they so loose. They loose. So going back to my original thought, we hope that Matthew gets it together. We hope that he also, because I don't know if you're going to be able to go to another church. You know, people kind of watch bloggers and people kind of talk, and that pastoral community in New York is kind of tight, linked up together. They kind of like a mob. If they don't like you, you're not in. And they already had a problem with Matthew because he was actually coming in and possibly taking his members because, you know, Matthew was flying high. Everybody was trying to get on the Anwar train. It was just so, you know, so innovative and so new, and they can wear ripped jeans. And, you know, they were that, you know, that type of white black church where you just come as you are, you know, we just prophesy and we do all this crazy, you know, we do all this. So I hope that he actually gets it together because I don't see people open unless somebody opens up their church for him to do like an afternoon service. But even with that, you still got to pay your bill. And I don't see how you would continue to just go on as business as usual and not have any communication with your debtors. You do that with your home and other things, and they foreclose on you. They send the sheriff out to get you. Yeah, they gangsters for Jesus over there in New York. So I don't understand how he's going to be able to just to navigate as business as usual. I don't know. You did SOB this week. What you doing next week? I don't know. It's coming up. Thank you so much, Queen Anne Brock, for helping us reach our goal today. I appreciate you very much. Somebody will make it rain with one more. You went over and above what we asked, but one more super chat, $5 or more, and you will make it rain in the same. Like it was raining over there at SOB yesterday. They was making it rain in their tabernacle. Yeah. You said Lord Manhattan was popping when James Hall was a. Oh Lord, I don't even know. I highlighted that. Visited the church in Chicago years ago, and I remember freezing because the furnace didn't work in the winter. Whew, my God. You think he endured a lot of spiritual warfare in New York? It's raining outside. I needed to rain in the sanctuary, the virtual sanctuary. Well, my thing is, let's visit this, Jasmine Dalton. Let's visit this. Say that people donated to Apostle Stevenson. There's obviously an issue with the misappropriation of funds or the lack of proper accounting. Say someone paid off the debt that he owed to Bishop Jordan. We don't know what other debts he has. We don't know what other debts the church have. I don't know. Say they did that. What do you do going forward? So you say it's crazy how people will dog out. I don't think it's a dog out. I think it's a dog whistle to sound the alarm that there may be some issues that need to be dealt with, and this giving money is not going to fix the problem. We can donate all day, but giving the money is not going to fix the problem. We need to figure out what is leading them and why after the first month, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, all the way to the 12th month, there was no payment, but there was still church going on and donations still coming in. But there was no donations going out for them being in the building. Not even a call of, I got 2,000, 3,000, 1,000. So it's not about dogging out Apostle Stevenson. It's about trying to figure out how to fix it and how not to be in that situation again. Because you can hop from church to church and from SOB to SOB. Excuse me, but you still have to pay where you stay. Yup, and Brock. Which video did she do? I missed it. Hold on. New York is a beastie. Tashi says he needs to be. Okay. I don't know what that's about. What video did I miss? Do you remember? Okay, hold on. Do you remember that live video Adrian, LeBron, and Brandon did in the dark hotel room? He was introducing them as his spiritual sons, and they were all tight. I don't remember that. I know Ann Brock. I'm sure she remembered it, but I don't. I don't remember it. I don't remember it. Can't say that I did. All the spiritual sons then vamoosed. They gone. Can't find a son nowhere. She looked nice in the foot. Okay, she had on ripped jeans too. Oh, Ann did that. No, that was okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. So listen, that's that. I just saw some comments and I was just like, are we seriously going to berate Bishop Jordan for having grace and overlooking this for over a year? Waiting for a call, being, promised certain things that didn't come through. But you're going to berate Bishop Jordan because you don't like him. And then say he shouldn't do that to Apostle Stevenson. Y'all too much. Y'all too much for me. I hope that love finds y'all. Especially just ain't something going on in Ghana that needs attention over there. Really though, I mean, there's so much bigger fish to fry than coming and trying to, threaten or say things in a, I would be concerned of people hooking up as friends or just saying certain things to people. And on Mad Day, they regurgitate their guts right on the internet. They just tell everything right on the internet. They've confided in you, or they brought you in close, and then on Mad Day, and everybody thinks that's okay. Everybody thinks it's fine. And this wasn't a mad day with Jordan and the Apostle. It's not. He ain't mad at Matthew. He's disappointed. He's disappointed, and there's been no communication. Yeah. And let me say this again, Faithful Wisdom, because you're probably late. I don't care what the agreement was. Right here, Faithful Wisdom, is when they were getting together and had discussed the agreement, and everybody was all smiles. Everybody thought it was a great spot. They felt it was the right amount according to Manhattan and according to real estate there and what leases are going for. I don't care how much Bishop Jordan was paying. The agreement was an agreement made and agreed upon. An amount proposed, negotiated, and agreed. Everything was good for a year until it wasn't. So I don't care if it was 5,000, if it was 4,000, if it was 100,000. If you have a rental and you can sublease in New York If you have a rental and you would like to sublease it, and you agreed with your subleasee to an amount, I don't care. And they think throwing that out there is supposed to be make a difference. Didn't follow through. And you want to call everyone greedy, and wasn't nobody greedy in the beginning. But now everybody's greedy. They're not integrity. They're not a bishop. They're not. They're. It doesn't matter, Uncle Paul. It's called a contract and a promise to pay said amount. And see, that's what I think people need to realize. If you just don't like a person, you don't like a person. But the fact of the matter is, there was a contract that was not. They abided by it for about a year, but after that, no more. No, I'm not. And get that out of my chat. Don't bring that to my chat. And I'm about to boot you out of here again. Who has Larry cheated on? Who is Larry? Don't bring me that mess. Have you considered the spokesman? Have you considered the source who's bringing you that kind of stuff, Faithful Wisdom? Is their record clean before trying to bring something on someone else? And you know better to bring that shit in my chat. Excuse me, saints. That one gets on my nerves. And it's probably somebody on a fake profile who always bring that mess in here. And that one always trolling. It's probably in somebody's camp. Yeah, I have a sneaky suspicion, Amanda, a sneaky one. I don't understand. That's my question too. I don't understand what Matthew and Jordan has to do with anybody being triggered about it. I don't understand why you're triggered about this. I don't understand it. Excuse me, Big Rome. It slipped. Bridle my tongue. Let the words edify. Let me get off of this one. Pink Collar says, I would have renegotiated to keep them there if they could have gotten close. I would have wanted to know what could you pay without missing a beat now, Apostle. But guess what? When there's no communication, Pink Collar, and you're continuing to call them and to try to get a conversation such as that, that's what happens. You can't negotiate anything if people won't talk. But that would be the ethical thing to do. You are correct. Now, did you guys hit that like button for me? Thank God it's Monday and not Sunday. People are always trying to throw something about some infidelity, and they are the most infidelist. That's a word. Got no kind of integrity on their draws themselves. Now, I need to breathe. Dr. Sybil Finney, we have been talking about her unfortunate mishap at the AIM convention in this past July. And they tell me AIM 2026 will be in Baltimore, Maryland in 2026. Now we all are familiar with the unfortunate happenings that happened there in Phoenix. Let's take a look.
I didn't take your registration.
Excuse me, it's right here.
Where did you get that from? We're going to refund you because I told you.
But you don't have the right. You don't have the right, sir. God bless. God bless. That's Brother Myron Williams. And he said I don't have the right to be in the choir stand. I'm a registered delegate.
You don't want it up there? We're in a conversation.
That's not a problem. I'm done. I'm fine. I'm fine. My attorney will handle it. Don't work with me.
I'm bringing the police to have you removed.
It's a problem.
In a conversation.
Not a problem.
Enjoy yourself.
Not a problem.
You said don't go up there.
Not a problem. They bring the police, sir. They can have their attorney. I'm very good. Very good. I don't know how to turn it out.
That was Dr. Finney, of course, with the president of the Church of God in Christ, the music department, Myron Williams, along with his goons. They were there to throw Dr. Finney, who has been part of the music department for over 40 years, to throw her out the choir, off the platform, and eventually out of the convention center in Phoenix. Now it's been reported to me, everybody, that listen, the leadership, Bishop Sheard, Myron Williams, they still haven't really said anything. And they said, well, the one thing that was reported to me that was said, well, she's gotten enough sympathy. Sympathy. She's gotten enough sympathy. What can we do now? I mean, she got enough sympathy. Koja convention is coming, on the 4th of November. They don't want anything to rattle the situation. They've put out the clothing and I guess the songs that will be sung, and they're trying to go on as business as usual. They do not want to address this situation. I believe Sybil Finney is still continuing her trek in court. Now, how far she'll go, I don't know. We'll have to see as we continue to track this. But unfortunately, this is where we sit with it. Ignore it and it goes away. That seems to be not, it seems to be the culture of any issues that arise in the Church of God in Christ. Just sweep it under the rug and it'll go away. And like I said before, it's not important to you until it happens to you. Until it happens to that one right person and that shakes up the being of the Church of God in Christ, I guess we'll have to sit and report it at that time. But see, I think they have a great opportunity to not make this thing go any further or give Myron Williams the carte blanche. And it's been told that he can do what he wants to do. That's what leadership has told him, that he has every right and privilege to kick who he feels needs to be kicked out of the choir, out of the Myron has the ability to kick you out, kick your behind all the way out of the whole convocation. The convention center. He has the power. So again, until it happens to you or until it affects you, it's not important to you. Okay? So the sad part about this is we saw in the 2 videos that have been circulating, and we're going to continue to circulate them. And we want everyone to know what type of president that you may have. Like I said, I don't know Myron Williams personally. He sure stopped, in my opinion, they stopped Patrick Riddick from coming on my show. What are you scared about? I was going to talk about Patrick's music. I wasn't going to talk about Finney and him. I have couth. I know what to talk about, when to talk about. But I think that's another way of orchestrating and controlling the narrative of what they want people to think and how they want people, to feel. Pastor Moses says Dr. Finney is a great lady. You said Sheard needs to talk. You said Sheard needs to talk. Come on amongst us, Bishop. And I think it's not going to it may not make a difference until election time. You're waiting on a lot of people were waiting on the Riddick episode. I talked about it in Patreon, but a lot of people were waiting on, and I had a feeling he was going to cancel. That's why it didn't take me by surprise. I had a feeling he was going to cancel eventually. I figured they would get to him and say and advise him not to come on the show because they're so scared that I was going to go in with Finney and the Myron situation, which I got a better class than that. I'm not Myron. I'm not Myron Williams. I have class. I know how to act and when and where to act. So he's compromised. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. They say culture is rude and dishonest. They're bully people. Well, that seems to be what the people have been saying, Dr. Moses. And you're the next one up on the line, Doctor, of the bully. They seem to be coming after Pastor Moses Tyson Jr. Moses has been out there on the front lines trying to get justice and trying to get some stability on some churches that have the leadership, where the Church of God in Christ leadership have come and taken over, and either the family or the church or what have you have felt, neglected, have felt taken advantage of, have felt bullied. And then you have someone like Pastor Moses Stovall who comes in with the law, the bylaws of the church. You have people like the Heat Wave show that Bishop David Jordan and Shouting Gale who talk about the bylaws of the church and how things actually should go and how churches are set up according to the Church of God in Christ in the beginning, and how you can't just come in and take people's churches and take people's position and da. But they have seemed to send Pastor Moses a cease and desist. They want him out of here. He was just, I believe the police was called on him not too long ago when he was trying to help a church. I believe it was in Texas, if I'm not mistaken. He says they lied to the courts. He said they've lost cases. A fool and his money is soon departed, I tell you. Yeah. Lied to the cops. That's what he said. So, the Dr. Finney thing is no surprise. We've been watching Pastor Moses for a number of years. He is one of the God's best organist. Yes, he is. He's done albums with the Church of God in Christ as well. I don't really know the Brandon Porter. I don't really, like I said, I'm not intertwined like that in the Church of God in Christ. I don't really know what the Brandon Porter dynamic is in that. I know he likes the spotlight. That's all I know about Brandon. Him and Jamal Bryant, they birds of a feather. Yeah. So it's not going to change until the body makes the leadership change. If everybody is just going to dress up like penguins and clowns from the 4th to the 10th, 11th, or whatever the convocation is, and just ignore and shout over everything like Matthew Stevenson tried to do at SOB yesterday, we just going to shout and holler and speak in tongues over all the issues, collect the coins, collect the offerings, and go about our merry way. That's what they would like to happen. But I think it's time, just like with any organization who is not treating their constituents or whatever correctly, there has to be someone has to stand up. I liked Porter, but is he compromised? Well, he probably wants to be, Amanda. Let me tell you, they are going to scratch Sheard's eyes out this next election to get to the top. It is over for Bishop Sheard. And I was saying that Bishop Sheard was going to win. I believe, in my opinion, unless there's a complete turnaround in that leadership of the Church of God in Christ, this will be Bishop Sheard's unfortunate last go around as presiding bishop of the Church of God in Christ. I think there's been too many hiccups that haven't really been addressed. They've been swept under the rug, just threaten some people, bully the people, get them to shut up, and let's move on as business as usual and collect these coins. Yeah. And listen here, these are my opinions. These are my thoughts. I'm not in the Church of God in Christ. I'm just looking at what is being presented to us. And from what is being presented, we are just making some assumptions over here. I don't think the next election is, because could you tell us when the next election is? I think he has another 3 years, though, I believe. By the time you go to court, wait till you see the rats in the kitchen. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the rats. Get the rats out the kitchen. Oh, God. Oh, God. I'll get filed. Okay. And you know what? I get a lot of things, you guys, and I review them. I look at them. I don't report on everything that I get. I like to give people, I hope that's why it's with this Myron thing. It's like, I was hoping that they come out and just say something. Just come out and say something. By you saying nothing, you're telling us that you have all authority to mistreat people anyway, anyhow, and whenever you want to do it. Because you're not saying that, listen, maybe there was a misunderstanding. Maybe there was some feelings that got involved. Maybe we need to check our emotions and things at the door. I didn't like what Sybil Finney said. I didn't like what she alluded to. That's fine. But I think a conversation without throwing someone out and not taking their registration, conversation should have been had before all of that happened. And now the Kiki, everybody's just gonna get up and direct the choir, the convocation. Everything's gonna go forward. Bishop Sheard's gonna get up and say, his normal, if the Lord's been good to you, tell him thank you. If the Lord's been good to you, tell him thank you. And at convocation, they're gonna get up and they're gonna sing. They're gonna sing the song for Bishop Sheard. And they're going to go home and go on to golfing and go to Aruba. And go to GEI and shout. That wasn't no AI. I can't stand that AI music. That was GEI singing that. They're going to collect, Mother McCoo going to give him about 50 grand. And Finney going to be at home watching. Or I guess she can go. Can Dr. Finney even go to the convocation? Can she sit in the audience? Or has she been banned from has she been banned from what they call that, Mason Temple? Don't forget the X part. Oh yeah, they got to do a little bit of that too before they leave. Do anybody care about laws, Capricorn girl? Ages? Don't nobody care about that anymore. They do's what they want to do's. Well, but Earl's back. Earl's back. So why even go through all that? You bring them all back anyway. You brought Earl back, Bishop Sheard, and put him in your pulpit and let him preach. And he said, y'all all was nasty. Just nasty. That's what Earl Carter said. You gonna bring Finney in and let her direct GEI choir this Sunday? That would be a nice gesture. Why don't you bring Dr. Finney and let her direct and lead a couple of songs over there at GEI? Won't you do that? We'll call it even. We'll say that y'all had a conversation. Just bring Dr. Finney into Detroit. Let her sing a little two-step. Let her do a little something for you, Bishop Sheard. But Earl Carter back. He talked about my pastor so bad. My pastor. Talking about him so bad. What did he say? Somebody is waiting. What he used to say? Walls on this waiting to testify. Seen him in a room. Yeah, crazy. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, she's tired. Oh, my goodness. Well, everybody, listen. I think I've said my piece. It is a holiday. I wanted to come in and just kind of recap some things that we have been talking about and give a little bit more insight on a few things. I pray that all of y'all who just mad and upset and just that you really find love and it does a good Tabitha Brown and hold you so tight and squeeze the hate and the hurt up out of you. So whenever a certain name comes across your desk, you're able to just look at it and keep on ticking and don't even say anything negative about it. You made it to California. You're welcome. Welcome. There it is. Cross is waiting. I couldn't think of the name. Thank you, Fitz James. I couldn't think of the name. Cross is waiting. Terrorizing my bishop for all them years. And then Bishop Sheard, you're going to put him in your pulpit. And then right in front of Bishop Blake's face. And his children had to sit over there and look at you. Let that man preach in your pulpit. After he said, cross is waiting for so many years. Root of bitterness. Craziness. Sovereign. This is Daryl, but it's dedicated to Bishop Sheard and Myron. Sovereign. Bishop Sheard and Myron are sovereign. They can do whatever they want to do when they want to. Bishop Sheard and Myron can do whatever they want to do when they want to, how they want to, because they're sovereign. They speak for God. If you still like me a little bit, will you do me a favor and support this channel, the St. James Show at the St. James Show with $, the St. James Show for CashApp, and there your Zelle and PayPal, the St. James Show at att.net is the email address to find our Zelle and PayPal. Venmo is the St. James Show, and there is our P.O. Box. If you send me all your love letters, all right? Keep your hate mail at your house. P.O. Box 25293, Fresno, California 93729. I appreciate you guys coming through the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show on today. I hope your minds and your hearts were blessed. I still need one person to make it rain in the sanctuary. How many minutes we have? We have 10 minutes for one super chat, $5 or more, to complete our goal. How about will that be you? Will that be you? One, do we have one? Y'all gave so generously the other night. It just grieves my heart to even ask for one. But since it's in the chat, we are going to ask for the one. All right. Hopefully we'll get that as we get up out of here. I appreciate you, everyone. If you're not a member of the St. James Show or a subscriber, do that right now. Subscribe. Become part of our Patreon. Hit me up on Instagram at the St. James Show, on TikTok, St. James TikTok. All right. Do that. And also become a subscriber of the Carnal Church Sector. That is our other YouTube channel, and St. James Eats. We're everywhere. We're everywhere like American Express. Thank you. We're everywhere. Thank you so much, Michelle Oko. Now, that's a super sticker, but it didn't go towards our goal. But I appreciate your sacrifice. Goals. So, all right, everybody, I appreciate you. There remaineth a rest. Take a rest, everybody, today. Matthew, take a rest from ministry for a minute and get yourself together. Because you're anointed when you're not just hollering and, over stuff, just shouting over stuff. Don't shout over stuff. Just attack it and deal with it and resolve it. And how about you call Bishop Jordan and make it right? Will you do that? Have a good one, everybody.
He said, behold, I will never leave you nor forsake you. And I want you to believe this song. It said, you removed every one of my doubts. You never left me alone. Every time you brought me out, Lord, you never left me alone. When I was down to my very last. You
never left me alone.
You gave me more than I could ever ask.
You never left me alone.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
I just like this song.
No, 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 never.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
Oh,
no, 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 never.
You never left me.
You never left me alone.
When my heart was overwhelmed, Lord, you
Never left me alone.
When I felt like I had failed, Lord, you
Never left me alone.
When you didn't know who I could tell, I ran to you.
Never left me alone.
And like always, you made it well, Lord, you
Never left me alone.
help me say never. No, no, no.
Never.
No, no.
No, 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 never.
No, 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 no.
No, no, never.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
You never left me.
You never left me alone.
I've seen some things. Tell them I've seen the lightning.
I've seen the lightning flashing.
And I heard
the thunder roll.
no, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
No, no, no.
No, 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 never.
Lord have mercy.
No, 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 never.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
You never left me.
Never left me alone.
You know friends will come and go, but Lord, you
Never left me alone.
you're the place that I can go, cause you
Never left me alone.
you're the peace in sleepless nights, Lord, you never.
Never left me alone.
And because of you, I know I'm gonna be alright, cause you
Never left me alone.
said no, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
Help me say no, no.
Never.
No, 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 no. Oh, no.
No, 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 never.
You never left me.
Never left me alone.
I felt sin's breaker.
I felt sin's breaker crashing,
Trying to conquer my soul.
trying to conquer my soul.
You never left me, no.
No, 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 never.
No, 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 no.
No, no, never.
No, 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 no.
Never.
No, 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 no.
Never.
Even when I'm in trouble,
No, 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 never.
you never left me.
No, 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 never.
When I felt by myself,
No, no, never.
you never left me.
No, no, never.
No, 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 no.
No, 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 never.
You never
No,
left me.
no, no, never.
I'm happy about it.
No, 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 never.
You never left me.
No, 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 never.
Time gets dark.
No, 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 never.
Time gets thin.
No, 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 never.
Friends walk
No,
out.
no, no, never.
But you step in.
No, no, never.
You never left me.
No, no, never.
yeah.